I feel like when I heard those two words, healing justice, not only did I not know exactly what it meant, but it hit a chord inside of me where I was like, oh, this is what I've been waiting to explore inside of movement spaces.
It really is the understanding that we need to intervene on generational, individual, and collective trauma from systemic violence, oppression, policing, and violence in all of our lives by recovering and intervening on the violence by actually centering our psychic, emotional, physical, spiritual, and environmental well-being for our collective liberation. For myself as a Black feminist that sees the South in this country as a political home, I was noticing and witnessing immense fascist, we could say, regressive policies attacking Black and brown bodies. And I started to invite conversation and really interviews with civil rights leaders from the 60s and 70s, because I said, I'm seeing burnout and an experience of trauma at such a level. And I'm curious, how did we hold the grief of the civil rights movement?
As someone who's experienced burnout, I think part of what happens is, as an organizer, especially as a Black woman organizer, people just think it's, quote, natural for us to do the work that we do, that we are exceptional, and that this is just what we do, and that there's no care that's needed for us. There's no care that's given to us in real and thoughtful ways. As organizers, we're taught that you learn a theory, but you don't just learn it so you can sit in your home and read about it and talk about it. You learn the theory so you can put it into practice, so you can go and change the material conditions for your community. Healing justice is just that.
We needed to understand that our work was rooted in place to respond to particular conditions. Look at the injustices that are showing up that are impacting the emotional, physical, and environmental well-being of your communities. Then name, what are you going to change or transform systemically and communally? Because it is about collective care. I don't know self-care. That it was not inside of the healing justice framework. Absolutely not. Black and people of color and incarcerated people are dying because they are seen as expendable in this COVID-19 moment.
So millions of people across race, across gender, across a work sector came out because they too were tired of seeing what this country has been doing. And I think we're realized, especially during COVID-19, that this country was going to and is leaving people to die. So healing justice is actually a reframe. And in this moment, I'm so grateful that it's getting resurrected to really take head on what we have been seeing for so many years, and what Cara had theorized for us and also brought it into practice almost 15 years ago.